Good morning, 604. I
Good
turned my
morning,
camera
Secretary.
on for you.
Good morning, Miss Camille.
Honestly, guys, you guys feel privileged. She hasn't turned on the camera for
I know.
any other class. I'm not joking.
I
It's the
guess
first
I'm
time,
here.
right? So let's get started, guys.
All right,
Well, we got somebody.
we got Emmanuel for learning target, and we have Leanna for screenshots. So we're gonna
We
do.
lost Justin Boda.
Okay, we're gonna do this quickly. We don't have lots of time. I might have to turn my camera off just saying because it might be too much for me. I'm gonna try. I can't guarantee it's gonna stay on the entire time. I'm technically not supposed to have it on until maybe next week or so. Okay.
Pharmacies coming in
Yeah.
at 3:13.
And Justin. Okay. All right. Let me just do this. Okay. All right. Let's go into 604. Lovely 604. I turned the camera on for you.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all, I don't know. Listen, when she posts up the other videos, you'll see that she has a camera off.
All right. There is one grammatical error that you'll have to fix. You'll see it in a moment.
Two, the comma, first one, and the multiplication.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I'm talking on the first page. Yeah. All right. Emmanuel, today is Tuesday, May 4th of 2021. We're dealing with standard 6EE1 and 6EE2. So what you need to do for me is read the learning target. Let's start there, Emmanuel. Learning target. What does it say, bud? Now his camera's off.
Who's that, Emmanuel? Okay, so let's just pick somebody else. It's okay.
Let's Kalani Roman, can you read the learning target? David, you're going to read the vocabulary words.
Let's do it.
Learning target. I can calculate the value of expressions including exponents using order of operations. Lesson notes. Today we will learn how to evaluate solve expressions by using the order of operations.
David, please read the 6 vocabulary words. Go. 1.
Expression, a mathematical phrase that contains operations, numbers, and or variables. Number 2, evaluate, to figure out, to find the answer to solve. So, and third, simplify, finding the value of a numerical expression. 4, numerical expression, mathematical expression that includes only numbers and operation symbols. Number 5, base, the number that is multiplied by itself when it is raised to a certain power. Number 6, exponent, a number that shows how many times a base is used as a factor.
Awesome. Okay, we got Samiri Hollins. I want you to read the steps for the parentheses for PEMDAS.
Today.
I want you to read steps for order of operations. You see the 5 steps, write PEMDAS?
Mm-hmm.
Can you read number 1, write?
All right, it says, hey, what's up, man? Number 1, hello.
Can you read?
All right, yeah, it says, number 1, it says, number 1, write PEMDAS for each problem. Number 1, write PEMDAS for each problem and place a check in each box. Number 2, perform operations in parentheses. Number 3, find the value of numbers with exponents. Number 4, multiply or divide from left to right as ordered in the problem. Number 5, add or subtract from left to right as ordered in the problem.
Okay, so we're going to be reviewing order of operations. Are we clear? All right, let's move on to the first problem. Here's how it's going to work. I am going to simply write your name next to each part, and you're going to come off mute and you're going to read it. So we're going to start strong. We're going to start strong first with David going to do part 1. Part 2, I'm going to have Abigail. Okay, let's keep going. Go. David, read the problem. Tell us how you would do it.
Okay, so first what I see is to like a number. See if since I see that 5 times 3 is there? I would think that I have to do multiply 5 by 5 by 5.
Multiply or add?
Add.
5 times 3?
And then I would have to answer the question, which will be 15.
Good. 11 is written 4 times, so what's the multiplication?
11 times 4,
Which is?
44.
Good. And 4 times 3, what am I going to write under the addition?
4 plus 4 plus 4.
Okay, and 6 4 times is equal to what?
6 times 4,
Which is what?
24.
Good. There you go. David did the first one. David, make sure this is copied in your notes now, please. Part 2, Abigail's going to read it, solve the question, and then come up with her answer. Go ahead, Abigail.
Two students solved the following expression below. The expression was 24 divided by 12 minus 6. So what we have to do is 12 minus 6, which equals 6. And then we have to do 24 divided by 6. And the answer that we get is 4.
So,
So student 1 is correct.
and it says justify your reasoning.
I agree with student 1 because once we do all the work, we get 12 minus 6, which is 6, and 24 divided by 6 equals 4. So with all those steps with those few steps that we did, we got the same exact response as student 1.
Oh, I like it. Questions? Oh, what happened here? Hold on. This doesn't seem right. Okay, there we go. There is problem number 1. It will be into your Google Classroom. Leanna, let us know once you have the screenshot. You got it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to erase the students' names here. Again, this is going to kind of be at your own pace. So we're kind of recapping what we did yesterday in a nutshell. All right, part 3, we are going to have, who do we got here? Mr. Hollins, you're on fire today. Samari's going to do that part. This part's going to be Kalani. Let's go. Hollins.
All right. Yeah. I'll go to my notes though, so I can see it bigger.
Here, I made it at 1110. Is that good?
Oh yeah. All right. It says for example, hold up. Sorry. All right, it says for example, 4 times 4. It says 4 times 4 times 4, and x4 can be rewritten in exponential form as blank.
So how many 4s are there?
There's like counting like all of them.
Yeah.
I thought we only counting the ones that actually have like an x. There's 4.
Okay, so 4 to the 4th power. Good. Do the next one. 12 to the 4th. How do you expand that out? What's another way of writing that? 12 what? How many times?
4 times.
So 12 plus or times?
Times.
Good. Write this in your notes. So 12 times 12 times 12 times 12 times 12. Now, the 8 is at the base or the exponent?
Say that again.
Oh, not the 8. Sorry. This should be 12. You see, I don't know what I did here. This should say 12. The 12 is at the base or the exponent?
The 12 is at the base.
And which means that the 4 is the what?
Exponent.
Excellent. Good job, Samari. Make sure you keep up with the notes because we will be spot checking them shortly.
Okay.
Miss Roman, you're up. Please read the directions and complete this table for us now, please. Kalani Roman. Okay, I'm going to pick somebody else. Kayla. So that now this is the second student. Kayla. No Kayla. David, hopefully the third time we get luck.
Yes.
Can you please read the problem and try to tackle this 3-column box?
Okay. Fill in the missing expressions for each row. For fraction basis, leave your answer as a fraction. Okay, so our number one, since I see that we have to do 4 and 5 times 4 and 5, we would have to
So first of all, how many times does 4.5 show up?
2 times.
So we're going to raise it to the second power. What's 4.5 times 4.5?
It would be
Somebody wrote it in the chat. Look in the chat.
I wrote it in the chat. Come
20.25.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss B.
on. Anytime.
2 to the 7th power. How many times do I write 2 on the paper? How many 2's are there?
7 times. So you
2,
would have
3, 4, 5. So 2 expanded out is equal to what? This is 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128.
Oh, I put it in the chat. 128.
David, now how do we write the fraction? Do we put it with parentheses or without? This is very important. I stressed this yesterday.
we have to put it with parentheses.
Good. How many times am I multiplying 1/8? 1 or 2?
2.
So remember, when we have a fraction, we have to multiply the numerator and the denominator. So it's 1 times 1, which are my numerators, which is what?
1 times 1 equals 1. And then
Okay, and then we multiply the denominator 8 times 8.
64.
Thank you. Remember that? Because there's a question like that that you'll have to do in a few moments. Here is part 2 of problem 1. Leanna Sanchez, you got it?
Yes, I do. I got the screen out.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Hold on one second. Okay, so now I'm gonna erase that, erase this, erase this. We're gonna be checking the notes when you work independently. So if you don't have anything, we're not gonna even say your name, we're just gonna write you a comment and that'll be up to you. All right, problem number 2. Let's have Abigail Torres. What's it say to do, Abigail?
Evaluate the following expression using the order of operations. Show all work to receive full credit. And all the steps. Use PEMDAS and write each step on the correct line. If there is no math for a letter, leave it blank.
Okay, so what do we do first?
So first, P is parentheses. So
Okay.
we have to do 1 times 5. And 1 times 5 is 5.
Okay, so guess what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna write that over here. This is 5, right? I'm gonna write it in blue, 5. Okay, what do we do now?
Next, we have to do exponents.
Is there exponents?
No,
Is there multiplication?
we already did that.
Good. What's next?
Next is division. And division is 80 minus 20 divided by 5.
Okay,
So technically, we would have to do the subtraction to get we have to get the total of 80 minus 20 and then divide it by 5.
do you guys agree with her that you have to subtract first or you divide? What do you guys think?
Subtract.
According to PEMDAS, what do we do?
Gotta
Divide.
divide first.
Oh, Kalani, can you explain? Can you come off?
Because you're supposed to do 20 divided by 5, which is 4, and then you do the subtraction.
Why do you have to do division first and not subtraction is the question.
Because on PEMDAS, it goes by order. So division is first, then addition and subtraction, but there's no addition.
Do you guys hear her? Because she's correct. So the answer would be 76. Does anyone have any comments, questions, concerns?
Ian, 1027.
Okay. So here we go. There's problem 2. You see that?
I have the screenshot, Ms. Canella.
Great. All right, so now what's going to happen is there's no more students. Now, problem 3, you're all going to work on this. This is very simple. You don't need no 3 minutes. You're going to get 2 minutes to do this problem. All right? You're going to get 2 minutes to do this question. It says evaluate the following expression using the order of operations. Show all work to receive full credit and steps. Use PEMDAS and write each step on the correct line. If there is no math for the letter, leave it blank. Well, this is pretty straightforward. You don't really have to write PEMDAS. You just have to do the math. When you finish problem number 3, you can proceed to problem number 4. So take 2 minutes, begin. I'm going to hold my timer up. All right, here goes 2 minutes on the clock. Again, if you finish before the time is up, you keep working, keep moving along, and then you can compare your answers to what we do. In the meantime, I'm going to start pulling up some student work and see what you guys come up with. Just gonna see, everyone should be working. There shouldn't be any blank work. I think Ms. B can also pull up work too, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure. A minute. Less than 50 seconds to redo problem 3. I'm going to start pulling up some student math papers. Again, if your document is blank at this point, it's not, this is on you at this point. Everything is in Google Classroom. So let's see what Justin Bodo did. This is the cool part about Kami. I could pull it up live in the moment, see who's working and see who's not working. You got less than 20 seconds, folks. Very straightforward, easy question. I'm not sure why it's taking a while to pull up his Kami. So let me just pull up this work. All right, you got less than 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that means time is up. Okay, let's look at this work. Let's examine this work together. Let me just make it a little bit smaller so you can see it. What do you guys think of this student's work? Thoughts? Agree, disagree, what?
I agree with them. I do agree.
Anybody else?
I also agree.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay, me too. Anybody else? Did anyone disagree? Clearly, as you can see, I love what the student did here. This is why I picked it. The student put PEMDAS and put parentheses as 1 to the 4th. To the 3rd power was the exponent. Then she said I had to multiply 1/4 times 1/4 times 1/4. And remember, it's 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. And 4 times 4, which is 16, times 4 is 64. Therefore, you pick B as in boy. Please screenshot this now. Let me just go up so you can see the question that it correlates to. Comments? Hey, this is a perfect model.
I got the
Awesome.
screenshot.
So what we're going to do now is we are going to go to question 4. And in this question, you are going to figure out what is the volume in cubic centimeters if the side is 9.6 centimeters. So I just want to say one thing. All I would like to see on your paper is I would like to see this formula, and then you're going to be on your way. I need you to have this formula typed on your paper. You need to have V equals S to the third. And then this is the side. And then I want you to write side is equal to 9.6 cm. And then you can figure out the rest on your own. Are we clear? Okay, you don't need no 3 minutes for this one. This is a 2-minute question. Take 2 minutes and begin. 2-minute timer. I'm gonna pull, ooh. Two-minute timer. Okay, I'm gonna pull up some fancy work from this class. Let's see whose work is gonna be shown. Never know who's it's gonna be. Don't know whose I'm gonna pull up. So be on your game. Again, if you finish, you keep working. Don't wait for me, just keep working. Because you will be able to finish early today and have time to do iReady if you use your time wisely. Today's lesson isn't as in detailed as yesterday's. Yesterday's was a lot. Today's a little lighter. You got less than a minute, folks. This is great. Oh, I like how fancy that is. Look at how cool that is, Miss Burgos. Look at that class. That's great, Leanna. Nice. Okay,
Amazing.
there's nothing there. I don't even know why I pulled it up if it's blank.
That's Adelaide's.
I know. I was having a problem opening it up, so.
How are you? Everybody good?
Yeah. All right, let's see. All right, that means time is up for that. Just give me a second. Okay, so there might not be anything on here. And there's nothing on this document, but we're going to use it anyway. Okay, what do we do, guys?
Well, we don't do that. We write on documents. We don't leave them blank.
So this one's not done. This
Okay.
was my document. So what do we write? Somebody tell me what to write. What do we write? V equals what?
V equals
9.6.
I heard that 9.6 centimeters. What?
9.6 centimeters times 9.6 centimeters times 9.6 centimeters.
And what does that equal?
884.736 centimeters.
Centimeters to what power?
To the third power.
And what does this represent?
That represents the volume
Of the what?
of a cube.
There you go. Okay? Just because when I checked through people's work, people didn't have it. So here's a sample. Thank you, Abigail Torres. Appreciate you. Okay? Leanna, please screenshot this. Leanna?
I got the screenshot.
Awesome. I'm just going to leave that up so we have it for the other classes. Okay. So I just want to say that when you go to your breakout room, you are not going to do the bottom part. So what you're going to do, you're going to have to think on this question. Okay. This question came from Engage New York. I didn't make this one. This one was an Engage New York question. It is you have to think. So what you would do is you would kind of think like, what do I do first? What do I do second, third, fourth? You can eliminate. You're going to do this question in a breakout room. You're going to do this question in the breakout room, independent problem 7. You will do independent problem number 8 in the breakout room, and then you will answer this question. And all these questions are on your independent practice. So if you do them in your breakout room, you should get a 100. Now, does anyone have any questions as to what we will be doing? Anyone have any questions? If you understand what we have been doing, please type yes in the chat right now. Okay, and we have cameras off, so at this point, let me just give people co-hosting rights so they can put people in the weight room because this is nuts. Sorry, Miss B, thought we made you co-host. Okay, Miss B, you feel okay in a breakout room? Okay. So let's do this. Let's do 3 breakout. Miss Burgos, who would you like to have in there? You want Liana?
Can I have Liana? Can I have Adam? Can I have David?
All right. So I'll give you Liana. Okay. And let me see, Burgos. It's gonna be very small breakout rooms, guys. Okay, very, very small today. There's not gonna be many. Mr. R, do you want Caleb
Doesn't matter.
or Brandon? We'll pick.
Caleb, you there? I'll take Caleb.
Okay. So I'll give you 5, and that means everyone pretty much gets 5 kids. That's cool. I think I have 6 or something. All right, everyone, let's go. Let me make sure we can share our screen. Perfect. So I need your camera on, Justin, and I need your camera on Emmanuel Rivera. Keep the camera on. Okay, so Kalani Ruman and Abigail, you guys are going to be running the breakout room. Okay, I'm going to present my screen. This is what the expectation is right now. You will be working on problem 5 right now. So in the meantime, cross off the bottom, and I want you to write this. And Kalani, can you take the screenshots? This solution, write this down, will not come out evenly. And then you're going to type my initials, JC. But we're going to answer the top part. So David, can you read the question? And then we're going to have a discussion, and Kalani is going to tell us the final answer based on what you guys said. Go ahead.
Okay. Which best describes the last step in evaluating the expression?
Okay. So what does a dot mean? Do you remember, David? Remember what the dot means? What operation that is?
That's like, I believe division.
Not division. Try again. Starts with an M.
Multiplication.
Uh-huh. So the dot means multiplication, okay? Now, what do you think you guys do first? What would the first step be, according to PEMDAS? When we think of PEMDAS, what do we do first? Yes, Kalani or Liana.
Subtract 20 by 7.
Okay, so we know that the first step is subtract 20 by 7. So we can cross it off because it's asking for the last step, right? Okay. Looking at this, is there any 9s to multiply in here? Is there a 9 in this question? No. Okay. So we know that we're going to do this first, right? This would be the first step. What would we do next?
Add 15 plus 3.
So would that be the last step?
No.
Okay. But we're not going to divide 9 by 3. So we should actually add, what would letter E say? We should have an E choice here. What should it say?
Multiply 6 by the product.
Good. Right? So that's what you should pick, correct? Correct? What Kalani just said? What Kalani Ruman just said? So we're going to pick clearly, obviously, we're going to pick, what do we say? E. You see that? Well, it's not really the product, actually. It would actually be multiply. Yeah, you're right. The product, you're right. Because you would have to divide, and then you have to take that answer, multiply by 6. I get what she's saying. Right? Miss Roman? Questions, comments, concerns? Who's coming in now? Okay. Very good. Can I erase it? Okay. Somebody talk to me. Kalani, you taking the screenshot for me? You can move on to do the next problem, which is 7 on your own. You could try it. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So try this one on your own. It says, can someone read it?
You're studying a bacteria sample that increases 5 times in the mass every day. At the end of the day, one of her study, the sample has a mass of 5 milligrams. What is the mass of the bacteria sample after 6 days of study? Circle 1.
So what do you want to do? What do we do here? Are we doing 5 to the 6th power or 6 to the 5th, according to the question? What do you guys think?
6 to the 5th.
You sure about that?
Oh, 5 to the 6th.
Why'd you switch your answer?
Because it's 5, like each day is 5 bacteria and it's 6 days.
Good noticing. Okay, so how do we do standard form? What do we do? What's 5 to the 6th? What does that look like? How should we write this?
You have to do 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. So you have to do 5 6 times.
Okay, and how much does that equal?
30.
Whoa! So hold on. We're going to break this apart. 2 groups of 5, 2 groups of 5, and 2 groups of 5. So let's break it down. What's 5 times 5? You'll see why I'm having you do it this way.
25.
And then another 5 times 5.
25.
And then another 5 times 5.
25.
Okay, so we have 3 groups of 25. When you multiply all that, what do you get?
75.
You're adding. 25 times 25 times 25 is how much?
15,625.
Yikes. Hold on, let me write that down. 15,000 what?
625.
Is the mass of, what is this? The bacteria. You all see that? Anyone have any questions on how we got that? That is what 5 to the 6th power is equal to when you do the answer. Now we're going to apply the same method for standard form. Who would like to tackle that one? 6 to the 5th power, what do we write? Six to the 5th power. Anybody know how to do it?
You do 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6.
Do you agree, Abigail? Look at the way I did it. We're going to break it apart in groups of 2. So we're going to do it like this. We're going to do, we got 2 groups here. So help me out. Help me out.
So 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 6 is 36. So it's 36 times 36 times the extra 6. And 36 times 36 times 6 is 7,776.
Thank you, Kalani Roman. I really appreciate you right now. And you said it was how much again? 7,776?
Yeah.
We're going to say is the mass of the bacteria. Okay, we're going to take a screenshot of that. questions, comments, concerns, dilemmas? Kalani, let me know once you have a screenshot. You guys can work on problem number 8. Miss Roman, you're going to post it in Google Classroom for me? Okay. All right, I'm going to erase it. Thank you. All right, when you do this problem, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to have you try it on your own. You're going to be silent for about 3 minutes, but I want you to do this. I want you to make a big rectangle on your paper. I want you to divide it into 3 parts for A, B, C, like so. So, A, B, and C. You're going to write it like this, so it's neat and organized, because you know me, I don't like sloppy messes. So, we're going to write A as in apple, B as in boy, C as in cat, and then you're going to rewrite each expression. Okay, and then you're going to actually, what is 16 squared equal to? That way everyone knows. Anybody know?
256.
Okay, I'm going to write the squares in a second. Just give me a second. I'm going to write the squares in a second. I just want to get it down on the paper so that you guys can actually start. Okay. All right, so now everyone can actually start doing the beautiful math on their own. Okay, this is what this question should look like on question number, what are we at, 8? This is what your paper should entail, and then you're going to do the math underneath. Okay, do something like that. And you're going to solve A, B, C. So I'm going to assign someone to do each part. So who do we got in here? Who's in here? I don't even know who's in here. Let me see who I got. Let me go into my chat. Oh, okay. I'm going to pick people's names. Abigail. I'm going to give you guys another minute and 30 seconds. Here it comes. You should be on letter B at this point. Remember, expression or expressions. You got less than a minute remaining. Uh, 20 seconds. Ten. It's going to buzz when the time is up. And then those 3 students are going to explain what they did for their part. 3. All right. Abigail, start us off, please. What do we do? What do we write?
So for A, what you have to do is 4 times 4, or 4 times 4 is 16. And then what we have to do is 16 times 16, which equals 256.
Is that a yes or a no? Is that equal to what we have to figure out?
Yeah.
Kevin, what do we do, Kevin? And if you need help, you can call on a classmate to help you. Kevin, what's 2 squared mean?
You said what?
What does 2 squared mean?
2 squared means
2 times what?
2 times the,
You just said it, 2 times 2.
yeah,
Now, Kevin, what's 2 times 2?
4.
Kevin, what is 32 times 4? Use your calculator. 32 times 4.
128.
Now take that and multiply it by 2. 128 times 2 is what?
256.
Is that 256 the same as the purple 256 at the top? Are they the same?
Yes.
Okay, Kalani, how do we do D? C, I mean.
So first we do 2 times 2 for the exponent. So 2 times 2 is 4. Then 17 times 4 is, 17 times 4 is 68. And then 68 plus 8 is 76.
Whoa, don't we do 8 times 8?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the.
Okay.
So 8 times 8 is 64. And then you gotta do 17 times 4 now. So 17 times 4 is 68. And you add 68 to 64. And that's 132.
Is that a yes or a no? Does that equal 16 squared, which is 256?
No.
So what are the correct expressions that equal 16 squared, which is 256? Which 2 answers? Which 2 expressions are equal to 256? There's 3 letters here. What 2 letters equal that number?
A and B.
Thank you. A and B. So you circle A and B because 256. Questions on this? Comments? Ask now if you're like, I don't know what we're doing. Okay, Kalani's going to take a screenshot for you. You got one more question, and then the form you'll do and turn your notes in. This is pretty straightforward today. Thank you. Pretty straightforward, right? Nothing difficult. Okay, I'm just going to leave that up for the other classes so I don't have to redo it. That way that they could see it. Okay, last question. Who wants to try it? Who wants to do it?
Can I do it?
Sure.
The expression 4 with the power of 2 plus 7 with the power of 2 minus 14 is equal to which of the following numerical expressions? Hint: solve the expression above first. Evaluate, solve each. Answer choice to find the choice that is equivalent to the expression above.
So Abigail, what's 4 squared? What does that mean?
4 times 4.
What is
And
squared?
4 times 4 is 16.
Okay. What's 7
And
squared?
7 times 7 is 49.
Okay. Minus what's in the parentheses?
Minus 14.
Keep going.
So do 49 minus 14
Uh-huh.
is 35, and then 35 plus 16 is 51.
Okay, so now we know that the whole solution is equal to 51 or 35 plus 16. Let's see if we can start knocking off some answers.
For A, in the parentheses is 2. So we have to do 8 times 2.
Okay, which is what?
16.
Okay, so
And then 16 plus 35 is 51.
okay, wait. Do we find it?
Yeah.
Do we have to go any further?
No?
We found the answer. You guys see that? What is the answer?
The answer is A. 8 parentheses 2 plus 35.
Bing, 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 bing. We found the answer. Who wants to screenshot of that? Kalani Roman. Okay. So I'm going to say peace out. See you next time. All right, now, look what you guys got to do now. You got one more task. If your notes are all completed, turn them in. If not, you still have a few minutes, but I need you to work on the independent first. First, let's all do the independent because this is what gets graded too. All right, who remembers the answer to this? We just did this. Thank you.
A and B.
Good,
A, B.
good. Emmanuel said A and B. He is correct. Please circle A and B on your form for number 2. Kevin, you're doing this now, right, Kevin? Okay, awesome. Okay, let's do the next question. Number 3, we just did it. Abigail just said the answer.
A.
Thank you. A. A. What is the definition of a base?
B.
A base is a number that shows up how many times a base is used as a factor. Does that make sense?
No, I know.
Try again.
It is A.
It is A. If you go back to the notes, it says a base is a number that is multiplied by itself when it's raised to a certain power. Yes?
Yes.
It's an easy 3-point question. Okay. What does PEMDAS stand for? Oh, Lord, please tell me you know this one.
B.
Exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction.
Awesome. And then how many points do you think you got? If you got them all correct, you got a 15 today. Everyone now should submit their independent practice. You should have got your score. The only thing that you have left to do is turn your notes in. I'm going to give you the next 10 minutes to finish those notes. That is your extension. Please get to work and make sure you do your 30 minutes of iReady. Are we clear? Are we clear?